People ask me to watch this, I'll see what it is.
Hello sailors, this is the Dodgy Kebab, and give me a few minutes while I explain how Blizzard got the whole concept of Warcraft expansion packs wrong.
You know, if he's gonna say what I think he's gonna say, I completely agree with him. I don't know if he is or not, but if he's gonna say that expansion packs invalidated older expansion packs, I totally agree. I think PoE does expansions way better. We'll see.
This is World of Warcraft, and this is bullshit. But what were the series of mistakes made on the journey between God tier and God awful? Was it pandas? Was it group finder? Was it flying mounts? Was it level boost? Awful. Was it pandas? Was it group finder? Was it
Nope, this was not it. I'll tell you that for sure. It wasn't any one thing, it was everything, you know?
flying mounts? Was it level boost? Sure, all these things had a negative effect on the game, but one of the largest problems with World of Warcraft is the way Blizzard handle expansion packs. This and this.
Dude, imagine your character sucks so much fucking dick that you can't one-shot a sheep. You're level 10, you can't even one-hit a sheep.
Are not the same type of game, so expansion packs should be handled differently too. Getting the main game and then bolting on new content onto the side works if it's an RTS game, but for an MMO, it's stupid. Blizzard just looked at the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor and thought, what the fuck is this? They ignored and abandoned all the locations and items from the original that they could, and then split the player base into two groups. Those who paid out for the new expansion are now here, and those that did not or are leveling an orc play here. Everything that was gained here is now totally obsolete here.
I actually think that, so of course many things should become obsolete whenever you go into a new expansion. It's the same as like a new raid tier. Like the best gear in the new raid tier should be better than the best gear in the last raid tier. And of course there should be some overlap where, let's say you get Thunder Fury in the last raid tier, of course it should be still best in slot in the next one too. Yeah, duh. But other than that, I do think that having some overlap is really, really important. And also, like, look at fucking people doing Nax right now, trying to get gear because they know they can take that gear all the way into Sunwell. Or not Sunwell, excuse me, into Karazhan. That is awesome. That's the way they should do expansions. I think Vanilla WoW to Burning Crusade was the only time they did the expansion right, but even then, I do agree with Dodgy Kebab here that almost all of the content in Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor was rendered completely irrelevant whenever the game came out. And I think that was a disappointment. I didn't like that. I think Wrath, Wrath, you'd see some people using Sunwell gear and Nax, yeah, sure. But by the time Cataclysm came out, nobody was using the gear in the Cataclysm raids.
What the Burning Crusade did was not expand the game by making it bigger.
What
it actually did was now cut the game into essentially two games.
Yeah.
Before we look at what they could have done differently
Everybody had
to
the expansion,
actually avoid
realistically.
all of this, let's look at the other totally shitty thing that Blizzard did with the expansion. They made you pay for it. When you actually give it some thought, that's some greedy bullshit right there. So around the time of the Burning Crusade launch, the game had about 7.5 million active subscribers. So if we look on Wayback Machine, the cost of a sub was between $15 and $30 a month. But let's be super nice here and assume each of those 7.5 million people were actually buying cut price game time cards and actually paying just $10 a month.
It actually was really fucking cheap. Or sorry, it was really fucking expensive back then. Like $15 in 2004 was a lot more than $15 now. It's like inflation and all that. And you know, I'm not surprised that a lot of people just kind of stopped getting into it as much, or, you know, they didn't play it back then. Like, I remember for me, like, the only thing that I knew about WoW, the only thing I knew about the game before I started playing is that it was expensive. I was like, isn't that the game that costs $15 fucking dollars to play? You think I'm gonna spend $15 a month to play and get what the fuck? I bought Mario Sunshine and that shit was $50 and that's a one and done. That's really how it was.
Dollars times 7.5 million people equals $75 million a month in subscriptions alone.
Which, by the way, is not even half as much as Bobby's bonus last year. Just, little funny fact there, right? I mean, it's interesting how these things change.
Forget about the money made from people having to buy the game in the first place or paid character services like realm moving. Just from people subscribing to the game, Blizzard was pulling in $75 million a month.
That's big money.
We know how much it cost to keep Warcraft running, thanks to a 2008
$35.
Wired article, and that was $4.1 million.
Sorry, 35
a month
hamsters.
for everything. The hardware, the warehousing, staff costs, everything. So Blizzard were walking away with a cool $70 million a month, yet they still wanted you to pay for content that they were planning for the fucking vanilla game. Remember?
All right. So this part right here, I'm okay paying for expansions. I am generally okay with that. Maybe it's just because I've been conditioned into that. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and generally, I think that if the content is good and if they're developing it, it's not that big of a deal. It's retired on wrong video skip. Well, I can see why a lot of people would feel that way. But I don't think that companies, just after a company meets its cost, they should just give everything else away for free. But of course, there's a conversation to be had about people things costing too much money. Like it's the same argument really with store mounts. It's just with expansions, I'm more okay with it.
Stuff like the Caverns of Time was done. The Black Morass dungeon was already in vanilla, and they planned the Dark Portal and Outland before the base game even launched.
Another one of the core tenets about World of Warcraft when it comes to what we might refer to as our elder game or end game is that while we really are trying to do a really interesting and deep raid game for guilds that want to take on dragons and these powerful creatures, we didn't want our Elder game to only be about raid content. We also are trying to provide high-end game PvP content for players, and we also wanted to have our world have a sense of community and have some dynamic things that change throughout the world. In the raid game, a lot of these creatures, as you progress through them, will not even be available when the game first goes live. Like one example that we've talked about is the concept of Outland, which we introduced in...
Well, they had a vanilla Outland. They just ended up not doing it. That's all it was, yeah.
Warcraft 3. And Outland is this area that actually is on another kind of planet.
This is the original Outland right here.
The Dark Portal has been closed for many years. Players on each of the different realms will have to find out how to open the Dark Portal again.
I've never seen it in this good a definition, though.
Each of these realms open that Dark Portal, will people be able to go through it and find all the uber creatures beyond that.
What sort of greedy cunts do this? I don't like Call of Duty, but you buy the game, you buy the DLC, and then you just play. There's no...
Call of Duty? I mean, I don't know. How many fucking battle passes do they have now? Yeah, there's a lot of battle passes now.
Subscription. Fortnite is not my sort of game, but that's free to own, free to play. The new seasons, models, and playable content is free. You just pay for the skins. Street Fighter, Dreams on PS4, GTA, Fall Guys. No one asks for money at every single possible opportunity. You usually get something free. You either get the game free, or you get to play for free, or you get the updates for free. Not with Blizzard. They ask money for the game, money for the subscription, and money for the updates. Blizzard took a fucking piss. I've gone off track a bit, but the cost really does piss me off.
I think this guy getting mad about Blizzard paying for a sub for the game, that's a bit much, right? I mean, but like the thing is with COD, another example with COD is that like WoW, they continuously bring out new raids and shit for WoW. They continuously develop WoW. They don't really continuously develop COD in the same way. They have like 3 different development studios for COD, and every single 3 years, they rotate out a new game. There's like a new Blackout, a new Modern Warfare. And you are paying for expansions in COD. It's just the expansion is a new game. Like, many games have this.
off. So not only did Blizzard want money for an expansion, but each expansion keeps doing the same thing. Introduces a new area to play in and makes everything before it obsolete.
That is a problem. I agree with that.
Doesn't expand the size of your playground. It just moves you to a new one. So what could they have done differently? Little changes can have gigantic consequences. Atish, great star for the Guardian. You got this from AQ40 and Nax.
True.
Outside of its stats, it can also teleport you to just outside Karazhan. Burning Crusade comes out, this is obsolete. But if you'd changed the staff so it teleported you to that inaccessible ledge at Karazhan, and that door took you to a separate level 70 Karazhan secret boss, which drops a really great item, well now, level 70 characters have a reason to be in vanilla raids. They want...
That's actually a good idea. I would be okay with that. Yeah, I would be okay. I think that would be cool. And also, like, I heard in Burning Crusade, I actually had a conversation with a guy about this on beta, is that in Burning Crusade, I'm pretty sure the Saffron enchant is going to be best in slot for some classes, even in Burning Crusade. So there's going to be a reason for people to go back and do Nax. That, in my opinion, is really, really cool. I think that's awesome. And I would love to see more stuff like that, not less. I'd like to see more stuff like that.
To run AQ40 and Nax, but now it's easier for them, so they can offer boosts to level 60 players. Lower level and higher level characters actually interact with each other, and those high-end vanilla areas are no longer empty just because everyone wants to be in the Outland. Just a little change to one item, including just one little extra boss, and all of a sudden you've given new life to the content instead of ignoring it. But you could go much further. Blizzard could have incorporated professions better. What if some of the Alliance outposts in Hellfire wanted you to bring them iron and thorium armor in exchange for reputation points? You would give people reasons to visit the old zones so they weren't just empty. Plus, you wouldn't be making...
I think the reason why I didn't do that is they didn't want people to stockpile stuff, but I mean, they stockpiled for AQ40, so it's not really a big deal to me. Yeah, they did in Legion. Yeah, I actually think Legion did the best job that Blizzard's ever done with integration of old world content. Like, people don't give Legion enough credit for this, is that in a lot of ways, Legion was incredibly good at getting people to go out and interact with the world outside of the Broken Isles. You'd have your Class Order Hall campaign. You'd have other things you need to go out in the world. It was awesome.
Early profession
Chromie
levels
story.
gold
Yeah, I
seeds,
forgot about
because
that.
as the new expansion comes out, the older content becomes redundant. But it didn't have to be if Blizzard just tried to incorporate it into the new content. What about an Outland faction that sold you items based on how many other factions you had exalted level with? Another way to add gameplay value to older content. But then you could do something even...
I wonder, see, the funny thing about this is that I think that Dodgy Kebab, I'm actually curious to hear what his opinion on achievements is, because Dodgy Kebab is like, he is a uber classic Andy. Like, this guy is a super classic Andy. And achievements weren't until really Wrath pre-patch. But the achievements actually do a great job at incentivizing people to go back and do old content. And so do mount farming and stuff like that. So the ironic thing about it is a classic Andy like this is actually, and this isn't like a pejorative, right? I mean, Dodgy Kebab, this video is some things I disagree with, right? But I mean, I don't hate Dodgy Kebab. What I'm saying is that there are a lot of ways that achievements, pets, and mount farming and stuff like that actually got players to go back and do old content again. Remember whenever they did the raiding with leashes or whatever? And they had like that big thing where you could go back and do all the old raids and get the special pets from them, and like Burning Crusade or something. Like, all of these things got people to go back and do this stuff. And achievements got more people out in the open world than ever. Like, there were people that were trying to make groups like, oh, does anybody want to do ZG? And then also, here's what really might upset them. Transmog. I'm farming a Mists of Pandaria 5-man dungeon because of Transmog. So the ironic thing of what he's saying is that a lot of the changes that I think him and a lot of other people that are you know, like old school players and want to have that old school feel, a lot of the changes that happen later on in the game in terms of like paradigm shifts and like game goals and stuff, are things that actually made what he wanted to have happen. But for power rewards, he is right. Farming old raids for transmog is not content. Then what is? I mean, farming the old raid for like a 2 attack power enchant from Saffron, is that content? I don't know. I feel like they're both at some point like pretty much irrelevant. True, no content, wow. Well, all I'm saying is that like overall, I do think patches and raids should replace pretty much everything, and I'm okay with expansions being almost a full reset. But I think that having good gear in the previous expansion should help you in the next expansion, at least getting the next set of gear. Because right now, it's just a full reset to blues, and then you just start completely over. And that's what I don't like.
More drastic and add leveling hubs to the old world. What if between levels 64 and 68 the leveling hubs were in some of the unused areas of the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor rather than just the Outland? There are so many ways Blizzard could have incorporated vanilla content.
They did that in Cataclysm and people hated it.
Into the new expansions, but they never did this. Instead of making the base game bigger, they just kept sticking new bits on the side until it became the utter mess we know today. Now, all these thoughts I've had about how Blizzard totally cocked up expansion packs wasn't just a random thought I had one day. This all came about because I actually played on a Warcraft server where this concept of expanding the base game has actually been done, where they've taken the vanilla world of Warcraft and added more into it, but did it in a style which felt like how Blizzard of 2005 would have done it. Now I'm going to talk about a Warcraft private server, but not just some crappy custom content server where you get gigantic NPCs selling bags or lines of vendors in the starting zone that kit you out at the very start of the game. No, this is a server that has produced a version of vanilla that feels really legitimate. Like I say, it feels like how 2005 Blizzard would have expanded the game and not just some cheap fan job. This is a tastefully done expanded vanilla experience. It added so much.
Okay, hashtag ad. I get it. I don't really care about any sort of private server stuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip past this. Like, yeah, I don't really care about this. By the way, he owns part of it. Wow, I would have never expected that. Whoa, that's crazy. Can you believe that? Oh my God. What a twist.
New, well-written stories that will offer.
Okay. I don't know why.
Playground had now increased, and you've now got more toys. This contacted them and told them to keep their money. I didn't want it. I wanted to make this video because I think this is a brilliant server. I didn't want some sort.
All right, so I'm not a fan of the private server stuff. I don't. Yeah, that's not for me, man. It's unfortunate that he took such a great idea for a video, and I think he kind of, made it a little bit silly at the end with like trying to talk about a private server or whatever. Give me 1 second. Let me read the rest of these comments here. This actually where it all went wrong. Yeah, I think so too. Mortal Blade mode is quite fun there. Holy crap, the server blew up in content. Yeah, sure. Okay, so the bald man sends his regards. Okay, well, here's the video if anybody wants to watch it or anything like that. Yeah, there you go. So any non-Blizzard version of the game should be ignored because it's not from Blizzard. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a... I'm not a fan of private servers because I think that they do actively take money away from Blizzard. And it's one thing to be all right with people that are doing like vanilla WoW servers from back in the day because they didn't really have an ability to do that. But people that want to make their own stuff and like compete with Blizzard on their own intellectual property, like you've got to remember, man, like I know it seems like, yeah, this is completely fine or whatever, but people's jobs do have to do with this. This is like people's lives depend on the game and like the game doing well and stuff. And so I don't think it's really fair for you to just say, oh, well, I should be able to make whatever version of the game that I want and then provide a free alternative to something that they're giving out for money. Like it's just, and like, yeah, obviously like the reason that people disagree with me on this is because like, Bobby Kotick makes a lot of money, but reality is that if WoW started making a lot less money, more people would lose their job. That's all. Yeah, people don't get this, man. Bobby's Yacht, you mean? The game doesn't belong to them? Well, their job does. Yeah, their job does. We don't use logic around here? Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of surprising. We're just fucking with you. You're 100% right. I certainly hope so. People disagree because Bobby's piece of shit, not because of the money he makes. Yeah, but like Bobby's not the only person that works there. That's what I'm saying. Without private server, you wouldn't have Classic. Come on, Asmon. I think there's a lot of reasons why we got Classic, and private servers might have contributed, but to say that private servers are like the reason why we got Classic WoW, I think is ridiculous. I think that they did play a factor. Yeah, sure, of course. But if we didn't have that, I think that they still would have made Classic WoW. Like, look right now. How many game developers are re-releasing their old games again? Like, this is a common fucking thing that every game developer does. This is not some kind of like fucking brilliant idea that we had to clue Blizzard into. They were going to do this anyway. The reason why they didn't do it and the reason why they couldn't do it is they thought they weren't able to. Yeah, does that make sense? So, yeah, they were said it in WoD. What was this here? The WoD, they couldn't do it? Yeah. Focus that take anyway. We have Classic now. Vanilla private servers have no reason to still exist. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we have Classic WoW now. There's no reason for a private server to exist. Anyway, I'm not going to keep arguing about this. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. All I'm going to say is that I do not support private servers at all. I don't support promoting them. I don't support them at all. Period. That's all there is to it.